And now let's get into Sunday. Now, by Sunday, after that Friday and Saturday that we just covered in terms of what artists we want to watch and what stage we need to be on to see who, what, where, when, all of that. By Sunday, if you're anything like me, you're a little bit burnt out in the morning. So you're not in any hurry to get back to the fairgrounds to get in position for this stage or that stage. But I do want to get out there at a somewhat reasonable time. I don't know if I want to catch Sanford the Great. Very good artist. He comes on at 2. I might just hold out. I might just chill for just a bit and instead catch Yola on the outdoor theater stage at 2:55 p.m. Now, Yola is one of the more underrated artists in my opinion. She has been nominated for a Grammy in her particular genre. She was signed by Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys. And she's just this kind of country, soul, bluesy style singer from the UK. And, she had an album called Walk Through Fire in 2019 that was phenomenal. And another really good album called Stand For Myself in 2021. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Her show is going to be pretty mind-blowing. You'll be pretty impressed. Yola at 2:55. Now, she gets off at 3:35, so I would want to catch the last 15 to 20 minutes or maybe even leave her show a little bit early to then catch Griselda. That's the rap tandem of West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, Mac Homie. Some of the most reputable, newer style MCs. I mean, they're not super young, but they're kind of new in terms of elevating in the public consciousness. They were signed to Shady Records several years ago, but have pretty much done their own thing through mixtapes and just grinded. One great album after another, great mixtape after another. And now they are basically some of the most reputable rappers in the game. Those 4 MCs, especially the first 3 that I named, Conway the Machine, West Side Gun, and Benny the Butcher. Even more specifically, I would say Conway the Machine and Benny the Butcher have pretty much ascended to maybe the top 2 out of that clique, even though Mac Homie is just kind of coming on now. But yeah, a very rugged rap, super lyrical, super clever words, and not too dissimilar from Freddie Gibbs, who we just saw on, we would have just seen on the day before, Saturday, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. But yeah, I would check out Griselda for as long as I can, and then from there, got a decision to make. I'm either going to go to the Coachella stage to catch out Run the Jewels, or check out Run the Jewels. That is Killer Mike and LP. They've had just one banger album after another. Run the Jewels 1, Run the Jewels 2, 3, 4. They just been killing it. Some of the more reputable rappers in the game as well. LP comes from Company Flow way back in the day. We're talking underground rap, late 90s, early 2000s, Definitive Jux era. And then Killer Mike was a Outkast associate at first. He was kind of a part of Dungeon Family for a minute. Kicked off with that verse from The Whole World Loves It When You Don't Get Down, that Outkast song that was kind of between albums. But yeah, he had since started dropping his own really good albums, and then he linked up and did this Run the Jewels thing, and they just really took off and haven't looked back, really. Well, the decision is between them or Viagra Boys at 420, one of the funner rock bands out there. Just dropped another really good album this past year, so that one's tough. I'm going to be watching a lot of rappers on this particular Sunday, so I might do Viagra Boys over Run the Jewels, but I don't know. I might do Run the Jewels instead. Either way, you'll be missing out on Biba Doobie. You'll be missing out on Emotional Oranges, some other really good new artists. But regardless of who I check out, between Run the Jewels and Viagra Boys, I would then get over to the Sahara stage to catch Vince Staples out of Long Beach, California, a fellow Long Beach. We're out of Long Beach right now, by the way. And one of the artists that performs on Saturday, Givian, is also from Long Beach, but he's from the Long Beach Poly area, which is less than a couple miles from here, Long Beach Poly High School, just a few miles away, whereas Vince Staples is from North Long Beach. And so Vince Staples, one of the better rappers, one of the more interesting rappers and kind of nuanced rappers. A lot of, people, when they see a rapper coming out of Southern California, LA area, they just assume that they're going to be a gangster rapper. Well, you can't be coming up in LA and not somewhat influenced by or somewhat surrounded by some semblance of gangster culture, right? Vince Staples is no different. But if you see the take on culture that Vince Staples has, it's very thoughtful, very nuanced. Not to say that others aren't, but Vince Staples just has a very alternative take on the lifestyle. Vince Staples comes on at 5:35. I think I want to check that out. And in doing so, going from either Run the Jewels or Viagra Boys, then over to Vince Staples, I would have then missed out on Crumb, very good indie band. Phineas, that's Billie Eilish's brother and producer. He produced like her whole album. He's her co-songwriter. He's also a solo artist in his own right. So, and who knows, Billie Eilish might make a feature during his set on Sunday. Knowing them and kind of how playful they are, she might pop up on the outdoor stage to support her brother. So I would have missed that. Crumb, I'm probably missing fellow LA band Chicano Batman. And then just before that on the same stage, I would have missed Orville Peck, who is a very interesting, almost like indie country, if that's a thing. Very interesting sound, Orville Peck. Check them out. Like, whether or not you catch them at Coachella, check out Orville Peck. It was kind of like, what is this exactly? But yeah, I would have missed that in favor probably of Vince Staples. And then after Vince Staples, I'm probably going to want to check out Dave, the rapper from the UK. My brother keeps on, he swears by Dave. Like, Dave had one of the best albums of the year, either one or two. Like in 2020, I believe, one of the best albums of the year. Very solid rapper, conceptually awesome. And I did tell you Sunday was going to be a lot of rap, right? Versus like Friday, which was a lot more like punk rockish. Well, Dave performs from 7:15 to 8. And I think Dave has actually won one of those like Mercury prizes that they hand out annually out of the UK, acknowledging like the best album, right? Like I think Alt J won it with An Awesome Wave back in like 2012. Well, yeah, Dave, I believe, recently won one of those. And so I'm going to go right after that over to the Coachella stage to catch Doja Cat because she's going to be the artist coming on right before Swedish House Mafia and The Weeknd. The Weeknd being the late replacement for the late pullout, Kanye West, right? Doja Cat, it's been so impressive seeing her rise because I was managing these warehouse spaces over in South LA, these big adjacent multi-story buildings where we were like hosting different shows from like Ham on Everything. Well, Doja Cat was a frequent headliner at our warehouse spaces, and this is when Doja Cat was just starting to come up. So to see her come from that to what she's like Grammy Award winning now, it's been amazing. Well, Doja Cat is taking the stage before Swedish House Mafia and The Weeknd. And if you want any chance at getting good positioning for the Sunday headliner, you're going to want to be there at least like one artist early and try to start getting, closer and closer to the front so that by the time The Weeknd and Swedish House Mafia come on, you're in good position. I and my family and friends, we had done that pretty successfully in 2010, trying to get to near the front of the stage for Jay-Z, who was the Friday headliner in 2010. And so we saw them Crooked Vultures on that main stage and then kept pushing, kept trying to maneuver your way to the front, and then saw LCD Sound System, and then we're in good position by the time Jay-Z came on. So yeah, after seeing Dave, I'm going to want to go straight over to the Coachella stage to catch Doja Cat. And in doing Doja Cat and Swedish House Mafia, I would have missed the iconic indie band, post-punk band, Belly. They come on at like 9:40. I'm going to miss Jesse Reyes. I'm going to miss the very interesting kind of alt rapper, Denzel Curry at 9:40. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do to see who you want to see. I would have missed Jamie XX at 9:30 as well. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm gonna release these recommendations first as a whole video and then break it down into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you could either fast forward and just see what you want to or need to see. And again, all of this is taste-based. If you're more into like EDM, I'm more into like hip hop, rock and roll, indie rock, ambient music, ambient jazz, punk rock, post-punk, post-rock, all of that type of stuff, R&B. But if you're more into like EDM, I get it, and your list is probably going to differ from mine greatly. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you love music like I do. I'm Woog. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the festival.